All right, I want you to listen to this. This is Brian Stetler on CNN yesterday. Now, he runs a show called Reliable Sources. Howard Kurtz used to have that show until he came to the bright side over at Fox, leaving the dark side. This guy, Brian Stetler, used to have a little website. TV Newser, it was called. He's a leftist when he was going to college at Towson State. He's a fat little slob, little doughboy. No offense, of course. And he went from there to the New York Times. He was there for 3 years, and he went from there to CNN. So he's 30, 31, give or take, and he's a CNN host. But he has all the qualities that CNN looks for. Low IQ, not a particularly good TV presence, radical hack, cuts corners, you know, that stuff. Fits right in. But they're forced to admit that their man, Manu Raju, got a story wrong. But he got a story wrong. Listen to this. Cut 5, go.
Now, later that afternoon, the story unraveled. CNN's Manu Raju went on Brooke Baldwin's show to issue this correction.
We have just obtained a copy of this email, and instead, we now learn that this email was on September 14th.
All right, your eyes are glazing over about now. Let me cut to the chase. I'll be the reporter to these schmoes. They thought they had Donald Trump and Donald Trump Jr. They thought they had these guys. Because two anonymous sources, not one but two, who got it horribly wrong, in other words, may have lied, told Raju that Donald Trump Jr. had received an email on September 4th with code information and other stuff to access WikiLeaks emails, which included DNC and other Democrat emails stolen by the Russians. That WikiLeaks had them, copies of them. And that Donald Trump and Donald Trump Jr. were so obsessed, frenetic about getting it. They got this email from this guy that told them how to do it. There's only one problem. It wasn't September 4th. It was September 14th. Now, why does that matter? Because by September 14th, it was all public. It was all public knowledge. The emails, what WikiLeaks did and may have had, and so forth and so on. And it's not that CNN corrected itself. Even the Washington Post couldn't take it. Even the Wall Street Journal couldn't take it. And they took CNN to the proverbial shed, if you would, and said, you don't have any kind of exclusive breaking story. This stuff was all public. On September 14th. You have your date wrong. It wasn't September 4th. It was September 14th. Oh, my Lord, we got to walk that one back. Walk it back, walk it back, walk it back, but don't apologize. We're CNN. We're CNN. Go ahead.
10 days later than what we originally reported earlier today, and this appears to change the understanding of this story.
It changes the understanding of the story. It sure does. That there wasn't any special contact or conduits to Trump or his son. This is blasphemous. This is a disgrace. A disgrace. This is a phony news operation. This is a Democrat liberal operation, and they know it. You got Chris Cuomo sitting there and Don Lemon. You got Jake Tapper, who's now out of the closet. You got this idiot, Stelter. I'll bet they're all Democrat. You got Wolf Blitzer. Wake that jerk up. I'll bet he's one, too. They all are. But Brian Stelter will matter-of-factly handle this. Go ahead.
It changed the understanding quite a bit. With ABC's suspension of Ross still in the headlines, I asked CNN if there would be disciplinary action against Ross.
Why does this guy always sound like his underwear's tight? Can you tell me that, Mr. Producer? Why is he always squealing? Go ahead.
His co-writer, Jeremy Herb. A spokeswoman said no, because the reporters followed CNN's standards process, which means that the anonymous sources they were using for the story were vetted and okayed ahead of time.
Whoa. So it is standard for CNN to get it wrong. through their vetting process. And Raju and Jeremy Herb, I thought B's are silent. Isn't it Herb, Mr. Producer? Or H? The H is silent. Jeremy Herb, if you will. They went through the usual editorial vetting process. And that usual editorial vetting process revealed nothing. Go ahead.
Sources had been reliable in the past, but they were not this time. The spokeswoman said CNN had no reason to believe this was malicious, meaning the sources weren't trying to trick the reporters. The sources were just mistaken. But that mistake obviously caused a black eye for CNN.
Oh, well, on to the next mistake. Manu Raju, CNN, May 24, 2017. Listen to this breaking story. Breaking story by the same Manu Raju on CNN in May. Cut 6, go.
Well, tonight, Justice Department officials are telling CNN that Attorney General Jeff Sessions did not disclose meetings he had last year with Russian officials when he applied for a security clearance.
Oh, my God! He covered up. He hid it. Somebody tell Adam Schiff, hurry up. Tell Mark Warner. Oh, my Lord. He didn't tell Justice Department officials when he was applying for a security clearance that he met with the Russian ambassador. Go ahead.
New information from the Justice Department is this the latest example of Sessions not listing contacts he had with Russian officials earlier this year. Now, earlier this year, he came under withering criticism.
All right. He came under withering attack. Now, ladies and gentlemen, shh. It's under the radar. CNN had to walk it back. All the way in December. Months and months after their breaking exclusive report that Jeff Sessions didn't disclose meetings he had last year with Russian officials when he applied for a security clearance. He was covering up. He was obstructing. Get him, get him, get him, get him. Except there's this from today. Dave Briggs at CNN. Cut 7, go.
A newly released document backs the explanation for why Attorney General Jeff Sessions did not disclose meetings with the Russian ambassador on his security clearance form.
Do tell. We got to know what happened. What happened? Go.
Email shows the FBI told a Sessions aide that Sessions was not required to disclose foreign contacts.
Oh, my goodness. Slap my head. I need a V8, Mr. Producer. So the FBI advised the Sessions aide he doesn't need to disclose foreign contacts. And the reason was, ladies and gentlemen, he was a United States senator. He wasn't doing business with foreign government. Asking a United States senator to list all the foreign contacts is almost an impossibility. They're coming and going and going and coming and meeting and calls and whatever, on and on. List them. Oh, we got him. We got him. He didn't report the Russians. He didn't have to, the FBI told his aide. You don't have to report them to get your security clearance. Oh, my Lord. What will Adam Schiffless do? Will his neck grow even higher, taller? I hope not. That could get awkward. Go ahead.
During the course of his duties as a senator, the newly released email supports the Justice Department's original explanation given last May when CNN first reported the omission of foreign contacts on Sessions' security clearance form.
My goodness. Manu Raju again. Manu Raju. He's one of their top reporters, don't you know? Must have gone through the CNN editorial vetting system. You see, ladies and gentlemen. The CNN editorial vetting system, which I think is two parakeets. Two parakeets. Sarah Huckabee Sanders is quite an impressive young lady. And she was at the White House briefing today, where she went at it with a so-called reporter. We ought to stop calling them press conferences. Really. Not press conferences. Call them Democrat Party conferences, because the press basically is in the back pocket, the front pocket, the top pocket, under the hat of the Democrat Party. So we ought to call them Democrat Party conferences. Here also pointed out that Vladimir Putin's having the biggest laugh of his life, watching Robert Mueller try to destroy the President of the United States. Look, folks, I don't believe Putin ever was rooting for Donald Trump. Ever. Putin knew he would always get more from a Democrat. He would always get more from a liberal. He'd always get more from Hillary Clinton. Look at all the control over our uranium that he got, 20%. He moves into the Middle East and Syria under the Democrat Party's watch. Our military is being eviscerated under the Democrats. Why in the world would Putin want this tough guy from New York to be President of the United States? It's never made any sense to me. And as a matter of fact, look, Trump is standing up to Russia. Trump is standing up to North Korea. Trump is standing up to Iran and so forth and so on. Fact of the matter is, the Russians played the FBI with this dossier. The irony is it was funded by Hillary Clinton's campaign and the Democrat National Committee. The Democrats who go on TV and talk about collusion, the few that are left, never bring it up. Never. Because the real collusion is that. But the further collusion, as you walk down this path, are the media. The media have become the mouthpieces for the Russians. Now, don't get me wrong. They're attacking the Russians and all. But the media obsession with Trump, the media support of Mueller, the media filling leaks by Democrats, fielding them from the House Intel Committee, the Senate Intel Committee, and so forth and so on, plays right into Putin's hands. The weaker the President of the United States, the better. The more he's under attack by Congress, the better. The more there's talk of impeachment, the better. The more Robert Mueller's coming up with his phony obstruction case, the better. The media have colluded effectively with the Russians. The FBI has colluded effectively with the Russians. And it was all funded by the Hillary Clinton campaign and the DNC, which funded Fusion GPS in the first place. Think about it. I'll be right back.